Hello, happy Saturday. Today is the 7th of June. So let's get straight into it. First, I'll start with the cosmic like I normally do. Let's see what is in your energy today for the collective that's watching this. What messages does this collective need to hear today, please? What is in their energy today? What is in their energy today? I'm hearing bossy, so I don't know if that means something. Bossy. Spy. Someone's got their eye on you. You are doing your research. So this is the energy that's around you right now. So you could have someone spying on you, looking on your social media, or it could be that you are doing research on someone. Intimacy. So someone that you have intimacy, could be a situationship, but someone you feel an intense chemistry with, sexual chemistry, reminiscing. So it can be about reminiscing too. Remembering some intimate times with someone. Communicate, compromise, forgive, work it out. So if this isn't you wanting to reach out to someone, if this is what's in your energy, then someone is close to coming forward to communicate with you. But it's someone that's checking in on you, whether you know it or not. Someone you had very strong chemistry with, and have shared memories with, obviously, with if you're reminiscing or if they're reminiscing. Can we confirm spy, please? Cycles. That's the card I thought came out, but it turned out to be intimacy. So this is someone you've had cycles with. Whoever this person is that is looking in on you, you've tried this a few times. So you would have quite a few memories with them. Can we confirm intimacy, please? Someone else. Someone is in the middle. Someone is trying to sabotage this. So maybe that's, if it's not you reminiscing and it's this person that's checking in on you, it could be that this person is going over memories of how they let others interfere in this connection. If it's you, same thing. You might be going over how many memories you have with this person and thinking about the past and the chemistry you had, but that maybe someone on your side interfered. Communicate, compromise, forgive, work it out. So it could be that someone romantically got in the middle of this too. Compromise, forgive, work it out. Can we confirm communicate, please? Confession. You've got communicate and confession. So someone needs to confess something to you. This is what's around you right now. So this is something I think I'm getting the feeling it's going to happen quite soon. So we'll get a timing card. But with communicate and confirmed by confession, someone has something to tell you. They'll be back on the bottom. So communication is coming in soon. So it could be that this confession, they want to compromise and work it out with you. They've been checking in on you. You've had lots of cycles with this person. They're going over the memories, going over the chemistry they had with you and how they let others interfere in this connection and sabotage it. So, but they'll be back. That's the three messages cards in this deck. So let's get some more information about this person spying on you. What is the situation, please? 444 on the timer. Your angels are guiding you. Spy. Love, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, attraction. That's kind of confirming the intimacy, sexual chemistry, reminiscing. This is someone that has unconditional love for you. I mean, obviously, if they're looking in on you and they're reminiscing over the chemistry they had with you, and wanting to compromise, forgive, work it out, they know that this passion that they have is very strong. The sword and the rose, clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, power. So they want to bring clarity to the situation. Like I said, you got all three communication, all three message cards out from that first deck come out. So this person is very heavily wanting to come in and communicate the issues or the reasons that this was sabotaged, the connection was sabotaged before. And maybe talk about the karma that they've received since this all happened. Ascending, yeah. Transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. So in this time, yeah, stabbed in the back. So maybe this someone else was that they went to someone else pretty much straight after you. Or maybe even there's an overlap. But that's to confirm love. So, and stabbed in the back is heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. So you might have found out about this and it devastated you. And this person wants to come in to confess the whole situation and be very clear, give you clarity, and wants your forgiveness to work it out because they want to be with you. Can we confirm sword and the rose? Sword and the rose. Mirror tried to come out. Lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. So I think you'll be surprised at the communication from this person, not just that you're even hearing from them in the first place, but what they're communicating, how they've transformed through this, how they've learnt from this, how they want to be with you. They want to start a new phase. Ascending, wedding rings, union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise, and ascending's preparing for union. So this person that's coming in to communicate, coming in with this confession, they'll be back. The message is clearly that they want to have this lifelong commitment with you. And they want to go over the breakup and the separation and what caused this heartbreak and pain from before. So let's get some from the journey deck to see how they view this connection. How does the person on the viewer's mind see this connection or feel about this connection, please? How do they see the viewer? How do they see this collective? Their feelings, well, we know their feelings. Obviously, they have unconditional love for you and they want union. But how do they see this connection? Right person, wrong time. So that's all about, I mean, obviously right person, wrong time, pretty straightforward, but it's about when you think about self-sabotage and how they let someone come in between us, that's when you say wrong time, it's because separation had to happen to learn, they had to learn. Rejection, so they feel, I think their concern is that they're going to get rejected by you because of all the pain they caused you. They know they broke your heart, and by doing so broke their own heart too. Right person, wrong time, rejection, how they were hot and cold with you. And it probably gave you a lot of self-confidence issues because they were so hot and cold. And it's like, I thought this person loved me, but then their behavior changes. Like, what is that about? Right person, wrong time. Okay, right person, wrong time, rejection, hot and cold. Right person, wrong time, please. Wounded masculine. So again, so if the person connected to you believed to be the masculine, when they were with you, that's why right person, wrong time. They weren't in the energy that they needed to be to love you correctly. Cycles. Again, that's another cycles card. You've had many cycles with this person. They see this connection as they weren't in the right, they hadn't learnt their lessons yet, and they weren't in the right frame of mind. They didn't have the right behavior to treat you properly. And as well with rejection and hot and cold, it might have been that you saw that sensitive, loving side of them, but they're very aware at how they rejected you, how they were hot and cold with you, because it was like if you triggered them, it's like the nice, sensitive, loving side of them that you knew, like, disappeared into space, and they became cold and callous, and it was very up and down. And that was 100%. They know they were in their wounded masculine. They weren't the right person for you at that time, but they do see you as the right person, but it was the wrong time because they hadn't developed how they needed to develop yet to love you properly. Rejection. Yeah, divorce. So they're going over the breakup. I mean, you had wedding rings, so you might have been planning marriage with this person, but they know, and they might have made promises. Maybe you were engaged or something, and they made all these big promises that they weren't ready for. Right person, wrong time, hot and cold, and then they revoked those promises and broke your heart. So they're going over that. So this is how they see the connection. This is what, it's more like this is what they're aware of. And like I said in that first part, they've realized their part in this and how they broke your heart and how they want to confess this to you, and they want to compromise, get forgiveness and work it out. So these are the things that play on their mind, knowing that right person, wrong time, how they rejected you, how they were hot and cold with you, in their wounded masculine, going over the breakup, revoked promises of long term, hot and cold. Cosmic healing. So again, when I said you're going to be surprised when you hear from them, and not only just that you're hearing from them at all, or that, but how much they've gone through healing and how they now are taking accountability and recognize what they did here to hurt you. Can I get one for how their person sees them? How do they see you? Chaser, that's good. I think they know. My Wi-Fi cut out. They know they need to chase you. All right, can we get one on how your person sees you? If the person watching this could see themselves through this person's eyes. They might have even said that to you. I wish you could see yourself through my eyes, because they love you so much. Unconditional love. Atlantis. So they feel like you've had past lives together. They see your name everywhere, and they feel like this is divinely protected. They think that this is going to come back around. But yeah, seeing names, they're seeing signs of you everywhere. They think, I see the Atlantis card and the Ancient Egypt card as past lives, but they see this as divinely protected. They think that you are their person. It's supposed to come back into alignment. How do they see the viewer, please? How do they see this collective? They think you've been activated through this, so maybe you have psychic abilities, or you're getting some spiritual gifts, or maybe you've gone into healing work, things like that, and they're seeing your transformation, which clearly, because the first card you got was spying. So if they are spying on you, then they can see how you've transformed. How do they feel about their person, please? How do they feel about this collective? Reunion. But I mean, we know that they clearly compromise, forgive, want to work it out, wedding rings, wanting to surprise you. And this is going to shock you. Unconditional love. This is heavy on the unconditional love. They see you as family, and I mean in the, like, I want to spend the rest of my life with this person. You inspire me tried to come out. So again, if they're watching you, then they are the unconditional love and the, what was that, try inspire me. So whatever you post, they see it, and they've been learning and growing from you too, which is good, because that means that you're connected. And it's like whatever you speak about or post, whatever, even if it's just quotes or memes or whatever, they still feel connected to you through that, and they're learning more about you by watching you. So that's good. Children. So maybe there's children involved, or they see you as the mother of their children, and that's lovely. They think you'll be a good parent. So I want to say maybe that because they see this as divinely protected, but maybe they're recognizing now the 3D blocks that got in the way of this, which is part of the transformation that's going to shock you. The epiphanies they've had, you know. One more, and then I'll get tarot. How does the person on their mind see them, please? How do they feel about them? Finances with separation. So I think this is just, maybe they connect you through music, which is quite common. Like in connections, it's like you have, this is our song, and you have like playlists together and things that you dance to and stuff. So you connect through music, but maybe finances were a big part of how they sabotaged this, because they weren't, again, if they made promises like marriage and stuff and then revoked it, finances are a big part of that, because it's like, can I even provide the life I want to provide for them? And because of that insecurity, they sabotaged. Okay, so let's get into tarot to see what's coming next. Actually, I want to see how you feel about them first. So I'll get that, because that's how they feel about you. So how do you, the viewer, feel about your person? Because this is all what's around you, the energy that's around you, but it's not how you feel. So how does the person viewing this feel about their person? Forgiveness, I'm sorry. So you feel like they need to apologize. But I think that that's what's coming in here with confession, compromise, forgive, work it out. That's another card of forgiveness. And the forgiveness card says, I'm sorry. So they might be coming in to be like, I'm so sorry for how I wrecked this before, and talk about the things that they've learned and how they want to fix this with you. Finances tried to come out again. So finances is definitely a thing here. And I think that's tied to promises that were made and then revoked. I think they just thought that they couldn't provide the way in which they would want to have that long-term commitment with you. Inner child healing. So you feel like they needed, because this is how you feel about the connection. So you feel like inner child healing was definitely needed here, and contributed heavily to how they treated you. Psychic abilities, you got it. So you have tapped it. They think you're activated. So you think you've, through this separation, you've started really tapping into your gifts, because maybe you've always been very kind of tapped in, but you weren't really tuning it, if that makes sense, and now you are. Okay, so we're doing how you view the connection. So they think you've been activated, and that's what they got in their part for how they see the connection, or how they view you, and you got psychic abilities. So I think that if they watch you, whatever you do or whatever you post, they're learning through you, and then they can see that you're quite tapped in, or you're following your intuition, you're following your gut, you're fine-tuning those psychic abilities. Forgiveness. Hot and cold. So they know. This is how you see that there's an apology around how they've treated you, how they were hot and cold, and how they sabotaged this. And that is something you need from them to be able to. So basically, if they come in correctly, taking accountability, and that's not just one conversation, they've got to prove themselves over however long it takes if they really want this long-term commitment. But if they're coming in correctly, they'll be in that energy where they're ready to put the work in to prove to you that they've changed. So this forgiveness over being hot and cold, they got it in their part too. So they know how they treated you, and it's exactly how you feel about how you were treated. Inner child healing. Inner child healing. Passion. So the passion you have for them, you know it's there. I mean, you got intimacy, sexual chemistry, reminiscing at the beginning. So you know you have a lot of passion for them, but you haven't got anything about the divine yet. I mean, you got psychic abilities, but if this is how you feel about the connection, I think you feel like you've developed your psychic abilities through this and because of this separation, but it's not psychic abilities in the sense where you feel like the connection has to come back together. Does that make sense? But you definitely have a passion for them. You definitely know it's deep. Psychic abilities. Ancient Egypt. So they got Atlantis and you got ancient Egypt. So yeah, you both think you've had past lives together. You've found each other in every life. And the love runs very deep. It's a spiritual connection because that's come out under psychic abilities. So part of your psychic abilities is knowing whatever your gifts are, whether it's healing or you do tarot or you are a medium or whatever, any kind of like non-normal job that's like you tapping into energies and things like that. That is you knowing that the connection runs very deep. It's otherworldly. So it's interesting that they got activated and Atlantis and you got psychic abilities and ancient Egypt. You both believe you shared lifetimes together. Maybe friends got in the way. So how do you view your person? So that's the connection. How do you view this person? Age gap, so there might be an age gap, or it could just be maturity levels. So maybe you just felt like they needed to grow up, which is part of inner child healing. They need to nurture their inner child so that they can heal and treat you better. 5D, so they got 3D. So you feel like in the 5D you're connected. And again, that ties to psychic abilities. But I think maybe you feel like you have telepathic communication with them. So you connect in like what's it called? I'll just say spiritual realm. You got wounded masculine too. So they know. You see them as a wounded masculine and they realize, and in their part, they realize that they were in wounded masculine and that's why they treated you wrongly. And I think even in the moment, they knew that they were treating you wrongly, but they just hadn't grown enough or healed enough to be able to stop doing it. It's kind of like that learning to handle your triggers better, because when you hit those for both of you, you then can work through it, and then your relationship gets stronger and stronger because you're always working through the issues together. So they know that you both are mirroring that. Like they know that they were in wounded masculine, and you see them as they were in their wounded masculine, but you've accepted the situation as it is now and for what it is now, which is you're in separation. And again, like I said, shocking news, sudden change. You're going to be surprised when this communication comes in, because even if you think you've shared past lives, you see them as a masculine, even though it's wounded, you still aren't expecting this to come in. All right, so let's get some tarot to see what is next in the connection. The potential of what's going to happen next. Because you might not want to, you might be willing to hear them out, but you might not want to start, like, get back into union right away. Okay, so this communication coming in, what is next for this connection, please? Personal transformation, that's good. So the Tower in reverse. So both of you had to go through a personal transformation, had to detach from the situation and let go of addictions with the Devil in reverse, and releasing the limiting beliefs that held you back in the past connection. So that's good. And that's 2 major arcana. So that's significant transformation. Queen of Swords in reverse. So maybe this will be your energy when they come in. Maybe you're still holding on to a bit of negativity and bitterness over how they treated you, which it's understandable. It's not that you aren't allowed to feel anger about how you were treated. It's more that you don't want to be intolerant or lacking compassion when they want to talk about the connection and how they effectively treated you before. So it's maybe an energy that you need to be aware of. It's like you can stand up for yourself and say, this is what you did to hurt me, and this was messed up, and this, that, and the other, but you don't have to be, like, bitchy and like narrow-minded. Does that make sense? All right, the Tower in reverse, please. That's too many. The Tower in reverse. Oh my God, too many. Why are they coming out in chunks? Tower. All right, so the Hermit in reverse. That's more about isolation, loneliness. I think, though, because this is what's the potential of this connection, if you've both been going through this personal transformation, this big change, detaching, letting go of limiting beliefs, recovering from addictions, things like that, you've possibly, especially if you've been developing your psychic skills and just starting to post things or whatever, and they're learning from you, you both probably went into isolation to work through these things and do the healing. Does that make sense? So that's not a negative thing to have the Hermit in reverse. That being said, though, that's 3 major arcana. So that's very significant. The Devil in reverse. And that's also about distance. But that could be just emotional distance. The Devil in reverse, please. Why are these so hard to shuffle today? I just cleansed all the decks yesterday, so I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. The Star in reverse under the Devil. So I think at the moment, this is the current energy, the lack of faith, the discouragement that this can work or come back together, feeling disconnected from one another. Okay, Queen of Swords in reverse. the moon. Okay, so the moon came out, which is illusion, mystery, confusion, secrets, dreams, intuition, fear, anxiety, subconscious, delusion, and complexity and risk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana out of the 6 cards. That's crazy. But the moon is also about things coming to light. So if that's confirming, I think what's going to happen is that this communication is going to shock you and you're going to be surprised at how much this person's transformed. But when they're discussing with you the things that they did, I think it's going to bring up those feelings of bitterness and anger and resentment to how you were treated, because this is about things in the dark coming to light too. So the things that that caused you fear and anxiety in the connection, the things that confused you in the past, that will be stirred up. But that is a good time to test yourself to see how much you've grown in this time apart and how you're going to respond to them. Are you going to respond in this Queen of Swords in reverse, or are you going to, even if it's like, look, I've taken in everything you said, but I need some time to process this because it's a lot and I'm feeling a lot. So I want to calm this down and get myself balanced out before I come back and talk to you or talk about everything you've just told me. It's about catching yourself in that moment to, instead of react, be reactive to everything they're telling you, to recompose yourself and then come back and be able to say, look, I want to go over everything you told me the other day. If you need a few days or a week to simmer down, and then discuss with them your side of the story and how they made you feel. But Page of Pentacles on the bottom, so that's good. Manifestation, ambition, news, financial opportunity. Student, skill development, research, and goal orientated. And I want to say that if finances was a big problem for your person in the past, like they felt like they couldn't provide for you, if they're coming in, they want to be more secure and stable so they can provide, protect, not be in that wounded masculine. So I will get some of these oracle cards to get some messages, and then I'll get a timing card. So angels, what messages do you have for this person watching in regards to this connection? What messages do they need to hear today? Communication, number 7, and it's the 7th today. I'll contact you when I'm able to. Right now, my life is too complicated to bring you into it, but know that I do want to talk to you. So there you go. That might give you some relief. So they're probably, again, with that Page of Pentacles on the bottom, maybe they have a new financial opportunity that they're just starting, and you're in the back of their mind because they want to provide, protect, all that sort of stuff. But they want to get that stability first before they come in to offer you anything, because they don't want you to feel how you felt last time. They want to know that when they come in, basically, telepathic messages. Didn't I say that before? When you got 5D, you feel like you're telepathically in communication, and they're saying, yes, you are. So maybe the 7th of April or the 4th of July. I'm trying to connect to you and give you a message. Can you hear me? So I think they're thinking too that you're telepathically connected. Number 5, karmic ties. I can't fully be there for you as long as this other person is in my life. Someone else trying to sabotage this. I know it's hard for you, but I have to go through this experience in order to heal it. So again, this is more about what they're needing to, when they do come in to communicate, you're going to be surprised at how much they've learnt. because of the karma they've received since you. Communication. $11. So the 11th of July or the 7th of November. Mirrors. Being mirrors for each other makes self-love so important. I wish I was there to love you, but if I'm not, I want you to love and nurture yourself. So continue to pour into your own cup until this comes in. Telepathic messages. Number 6, so maybe the 4th of June or the 6th of April. Another telepathic messages is big here, guys. I definitely think that you're connected. And I mean, if you've shared past lives together, which you both got, that would be a very strong connection. Sometimes it's like if you can feel, say for instance, if you suddenly feel sadness, that's your psychic abilities. But if you know that there's nothing in your world that's making you sad, it could be that you're feeling them. Does that make sense? When I let myself go deeper into my thoughts of you, I can feel my heart opening. Karmic ties. And purple in the chakras as well is the crown, and that's where you receive telepathic messages, and these telepathic message cards are purple. So it's all about your crown, your psychic abilities. Karmic ties. And because neither of you actually got divine masculine, you both got wounded masculine, they definitely still are growing at the moment and learning their lesson. Karmic ties. Okay, number 3, romantic messages. I feel the sexual energy. One of your first cards was intimacy and sexual chemistry between us. I feel the sexual energy between us, yet it's beyond physical attraction. It needs to be elevated to the expression of deep unconditional love. So again, unconditional love is huge here, and also knowing that it goes beyond chemically being attracted to someone and just it being lust, and knowing that it's a deep spiritual connection. Communication on the bottom. Okay, so 5th of March or the 3rd of May. These could be dates. On the bottom, 9, so that's the end of a cycle. Communication. I wish I could say what I really feel. Someday I will, but right now I'm afraid to be myself. So again, it's like I'll contact you when I'm able to. So now's not the time. But I will grab a timing card just to see when, even if it's, let's see when they potentially might reach out. So stop waiting, they're saying, but in the morning. Okay, so morning's significant. Spring. So here in Australia, it's winter now, so spring would be spring isn't till September. So again, with them saying stop waiting, because if it's not coming until September time or springtime in general, keep focusing on you, keep pouring into your own cup, and don't try not to focus on them. Let's get one message card. If you would like to book a reading, go to the link in my bio on my TikTok if you want more in-depth reading. I fucked up. I don't know what to say to you or how to make this right. So they know how much they've hurt you and how they sabotage this. One more. Maybe you have this person blocked. Please unblock me. Yeah, that's me calling you from an unknown number. So if you have this person blocked, it could just be energetically, but if you do have them blocked, if they're spying on you, so they might be using a lurker, but just it's up to you if you want to unblock them, but they're not going to be able to communicate with you if they can't reach you. So I mean, if they really want to, they will on another account, but just keep that in mind. All right, have a good day.